Yo, what's good, y'all? Man, it's your boy A1, aka Swag, on the linebacker guru. Again, if you need some linebacker help, D-line help, I'm the one to talk to because I kind of know what I'm talking about. I ain't trying to say that on a cocky note, but I want to go ahead and just walk through kind of like from a coaching standpoint and just kind of like a technique standpoint, how to like help your players be successful in the field. And what I want to talk a little bit about is a 30 front. I'm gonna get straight to the whiteboard with it. I love football, but the biggest thing that I love about football is literally getting on the whiteboard, watching game film, and breaking that stuff down because that stuff allows you to play a hell of a lot faster. So we're just talking a 30 front. We're gonna talk a little bit about turning solid run defense into a solid type of pass rush and kind of like a pass defense by utilizing your D line in a 30 front, and then also utilizing your middle linebacker to assist when it comes to pass rush. So we put these guys out here right now. We're gonna go ahead and put the O line, get these guys down here right here. We're gonna put the nose right here. We're gonna put the end right here. We got a 30 front. Again, we're just gonna focus on kind of like what type of techniques would I use. Now, if I'm in game and I'm coaching and I'm calling different types of fronts that I feel like are helpful, and you're running type of 30 front defense, something that I feel like that will help a lot is just kind of telling your D line what do I want you to do on this specific play? What do I want to do? Because you could be placing read-option teams, and I'm going to kind of show you guys what to do. So let's just say we want to make sure we're stopped. They run inside zone. We want to stop inside zone, okay? And I want to make sure I turn my run stop and also to a good solid pass defense. So what I'm going to do on that is I'm going to have my defensive ends. They're going to press. But throughout the whole entire week of practice, we're going to be working on two gapping. The nose guard usually is going to probably two gap. Maybe we can have, if he's a stud, maybe he can go ahead and take left, take right. Your nose guard is kind of like, as a coach, you kind of got to fill him out. If he's that dude, then you kind of let him go free. If your mic's not that good, then you kind of have to play off your nose. You kind of got to watch. You got to watch the nose guard. That's extremely important. But the mic's important too. They work hand in hand together. But when we're talking again, just run defense and blowing stuff up. We'll put a Sam out there. We'll put a Will out there too. Pre-snap, what I'm doing is I'm telling my DN, hey, what's called? Is it different names for, again, two gap? We're going to two gap inside, maybe two gap outside to kind of base off. It's letting your DNs know, like pre-play, like have a hand signal for it. We're going to take away inside B gap. I want you to press this guy, get hands on him. Like, we're going to get hands on him. You know, as a DN position, we're going to get hands on him. But I want you focusing on inside. So that means I'm putting hands on, I'm extending out, and I'm driving my feet, making sure that I'm taking care of the inside. Outside stuff is all second. I'm primary inside. This right here is priority. You know what I mean? Right here in that inside. So these guys are pressing them and getting hands on, then stepping really hard into that B gap. That's going to kind of blow this up a lot. That's kind of free him up because that tackle's not just expecting you to just go inside. You know what I mean? If you're taking on, like, he doesn't know which way you're going. You're dictating him. And that's something we have to be coaching these guys on. And another important aspect is having these guys all together. If you're a coach, super important that you have your D-line and you have your linebackers together during practice. Whether they're doing inside zone, whether they're doing their technique, they're going through run fits together. They're saying they're going through their fits together. It's super important that these three guys or whoever you got in the box are on the same page because that is the front line and that's the front seven. Now, this is simple kind of just run defense, and this can go a lot of ways. For example, for all you know, you might be playing a team that's playing like, hey, maybe you play read option. You can't run a read option right here and read this guy. You can't read this end because this end right here is getting hands on this tackle. He's not going to let that tackle go nowhere. So who's he reading? If he can't come down, if that tackle can't come down and get to nobody, and the end is putting hands on him, he's riding with him downhill. It's going to turn into homeboy coming in here making a play. That's just an example of how this two gap works. But let's focus on the pass coverage, what we're talking about. So when we're turning this into pass defense or whatever and whatnot, these guys are coming downhill. And what you want to coach these D-line about is you want to coach them on when they're attacking inside, they're holding inside leverage. Once you realize that it is pass, you are pass rushing and you're focusing on blowing up and coming up inside. You're blowing up these inside lanes. blowing up these inside lanes. And what that's going to do is that's going to have the quarterback flush out. He's either going to flush out right, he's going to flush out left. Now, this guy is what the key is, okay? Usually you might want to send 4. You might want to send 4, but if you really want to create some chaos in the quarterback and create some conflict, have your D-line come full speed downhill right at the quarterback's legs. Attack his feet. Attack the quarterback's feet. Make him uncomfortable. Once you get him comfortable, this is when you have the Mike come in. And Mike's can be really legendary inside this type of defensive scheme if you guys are running this, coaches. If you're utilizing this. Having the Mike boom. He's the boomer. He's the boomer. Yes, he's making his reads inside, but he has no pass responsibility at all. He has no pass responsibility at all other than low hole and quarterback spy, and his job responsibility is pretty much one thing in pass defense, and that is this. If this quarterback flares out because he knows these guys are playing inside and they're squeezing, because they're squeezing, he's got to make sure he's getting out and he's attacking this quarterback inside hip. As soon as he rolls out, he's attacking that quarterback inside hip. And hey, you better make that tackle, and I suggest you guys are coaching them up on how to make the tackle and how to kind of get used to that. What's it gonna look like? That's the type of stuff that you got to be practicing. Like, hey, we're doing this. You know, what's it gonna look like? You know, and to get these guys ready and stuff like that. But again, we're squeezing down the D line. We're playing run defense first, and then we're going into pass defense. It's much easier to pass rush blowing up the inside because the quarterback, I mean, he's going to take the easy way out for most times. He wants to post up in the pocket, by all means. But LineBacker, super important that you're always patient, you trust your eyes, and you're reading him. You don't just go right because you think he's going to go right or he is right-handed quarterback. You don't just go left. You wait. As soon as he leaves the pocket, you leave the pocket too. This is your pocket. You know what I mean? This right here, this is your box. So when he leaves your box, you go get him because you got to bring his ass right back. Little kind of simple 30 down, 30 kind of front breakdown. I know that it's great coaching. It's a great little technique. If you're not kind of used to 30 front, I'll be dropping some more videos. Just kind of like what to do and how to kind of run it. I have a lot of info I just gotta put out for y'all. I gotta show the world this type of stuff. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that sub. I'm gonna drop this out on YouTube and also on IG too. LineBacker Guru. If you're trying to get some work in SoCal, go ahead and hit me up. Your boy A1 is out of here.